The quality of our life is determined by the quality of our thoughts. We take so much time to invest in exercise and eating right and keeping our body healthy. How much more should we keep our mind healthy and get rid of toxic thought patterns and start living in freedom and in truth? Hey guys, it's Dana. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad that you're here. I'm really excited about what we're talking about today, which is dismantling or getting rid of toxic thought patterns. If you've been human for a while, you have fallen into a toxic thought pattern or two. I think there's probably been 100 that I believed in my life. Thinking that because I'm a stay-at-home mom, I'm no longer relevant or have any worth. Because my husband and I are fighting all the time right now, we are doomed for an awful marriage. Whatever the lies are, we get caught in them and start to live them out. So what can we do to get out of these toxic thought patterns and start living in more freedom than we ever thought possible? Well, there are 5 Ds, 5 steps that start with D that I've kind of discovered as I've been journaling and thinking about what I do in my own life to get rid of toxic thought patterns. Disclaimer, I'm not a therapist or a counselor, but I have found that these steps are really applicable for anybody, and I think that sharing them might bring freedom to somebody else, so I want to share them. The first one is decide that you're done. Decide that this is a narrative that you no longer want to live and that you want freedom. I remember the first toxic thought pattern that I had to dismantle when I was 8 years old, and somebody told me that I had arm hair that was really disgusting, and I completely absorbed that into my soul and started to be so self-conscious and humiliated about body hair. And I thought about it every day for like 10 years until somebody I saw wasn't living that narrative. They were not agreeing with that lie, and they were confident and didn't care that they had arm hair, and they just continued living their life, and I was amazed. I just decided I was done. I was done being bound up and feeling like some flaw in me was keeping me from being beautiful. So this decision is going to take action, and it's going to take you really committing yourself to it. So don't take it lightly, take it seriously, because you can continue on living like you're living now, and that's fine. No hard work necessary. Just keep living your life. But if you're ready for freedom, then decide that now is the time. Number 2 is develop self-awareness. So we all have a different set of lies that we are prone to believing because we're all so different. But developing self-awareness does not have to be complicated or hard or weird. You already know, you just have to articulate it sometimes. And that's why I feel like journaling is really helpful, taking personality tests. I specifically feel like the Enneagram is amazing for kind of digging into what you are prone to struggle with. There are really awesome personality tests about your strengths and things like that, but the Enneagram kind of dives into your own kind of set of pain points in your soul. So I'm an Enneagram 3, and when I started reading about the shame struggle that we have, I was shocked that not everybody dealt with this. I always thought that this was a common thing that everybody was feeling all the time, but it really was eye-opening to realize it's something I specifically struggle with. And so I dug into that a little bit deeper and found some lies rooted in me about performing, and my worth is what I do. Developing that self-awareness really helped me start to dismantle that lie. And then a third one is talking to a counselor or talking to a friend, saying, hey, do you see any toxic thought patterns in me? Like, is there anything that I'm living in that you can point out because I'm just close to it and I can't see it? Also, therapy and counseling can get a bad rap. Like, you only go when things are, but that's not true. I like to think about counseling and therapy as like exercise for my body. I need to stay healthy in my body. I need to stay healthy in my mind. And this is one way that we stay healthy, is talking to people, and a therapist can really help. The third D is to document your thoughts. So this is where we are becoming the observer. A lot of times we can just live in our minds, but now we're going to observe our minds, observe the thoughts that we have been thinking all day. I think it's a really cool idea to have an observation week, where you are going into the week knowing that you're bringing your journal around with you. As thoughts come up, you're being the observer and going, whoa, I just felt something. I felt embarrassed, I felt angry, I felt threatened, whatever it is. What was causing that? And start to observe and look at your own thoughts non-judgmentally and just write down what it was. I thought that she was mad at me because I didn't call her back, and therefore she thinks I'm a bad friend. Okay, So that was a thought. As you go through this week and you're writing stuff down, you might see like some common core things pop up. Like you're dealing with shame a lot, feeling like you're not living up to expectations a lot. Or you're dealing with anger a lot and feeling like everybody's against you a lot. Some things that will maybe start to come to the surface as you take this observation week to dig a little deeper. The fourth D is to declare truth. Now that we're done documenting some of the lies, it's time to declare the truth about those lies. So this is going to take a little work on our part. We're going to actually look at the thoughts that we've been writing down and start to find the lie inside of those thoughts and write down the specific lie. I like to take a sheet of paper and put a line down the middle and have two columns. One is the lie and one is the truth. So you'll do a point and you'll start with that first lie. She thinks I'm a bad friend because I didn't call her back. So taking that and going, all right, so I'm believing that the only reason that I'm loved is by what I do. It's because I called back on time. That's the only reason I deserve this friendship, I deserve love, is if I have lived up to my end of the bargain. It's very performance driven. Okay, so that's the lie. I only deserve love if I live up to the performance that somebody expects of me. Now it's time to write down what is true about you. A Concordance Bible is amazing, so you can flip to the back and specifically go to loved in your Bible and flip to that. Or you can go on BibleGateway.com and type in love and that topic and it'll come up and you can start reading verses about love. The first one that I thought of was while we were yet sinners, Christ died for us. Because of love, Christ died for me when I was yet a sinner. That means that when I did nothing to deserve love, I was given his love as a gift. That means that I'm loved as a gift. I don't have to earn it. I don't have to earn being loved. I just am. Because of the goodness of God, I am loved. And that's what I would write on the other side. Because of the goodness of God, I'm loved, not because of my performance. All right, and then just keep going down the list. With each lie that comes up, we're writing down the lie and writing down the truth and literally saying it out loud. Finding a new narrative to agree with and declare over your life is going to change your brain chemistry and literally create new pathways of thinking. Say it regardless of how you feel. Believe it, declare it, and walk in it. The last D is to dedicate yourself. Getting rid of toxic thought patterns is not going to happen overnight. It is like working a muscle and developing a muscle and like carving new pathways in your brain. So give yourself dedicated time to getting rid of this thought pattern and putting a new thought pattern in its place. Dr. Caroline is amazing. She talks all about the brain, and she says it takes a minimum of 63 days to change a toxic thought pattern. A minimum of 63 days. If something's been in there for 20 years, you can't expect it to go out of your brain like that. If shame has come up a million times for you when you were doing your lies versus truth sheet, then spend some concentrated time studying shame. Go to a group where everybody is kind of getting rid of these thought patterns together. Find a friend, an accountability partner. Make it a point every morning to start journaling about the truth, to declaring the truth over your life about who you are. Come up with your own dismantling toxic thoughts regimen for yourself, just like you would a workout, exercise, eating regimen. Our thoughts and our minds are worth that kind of attention. We spend so much time on our bodies in comparison to how much time we spend on our brain. Another Dr. Caroline resource is the 21-day brain detox, 21daybraindetox.com. So you can actually sign up and go through that course. A while ago, I heard somebody talk about the way God delivers people. We think of God delivering us from addictions or depression or broken relationships and then just plopping us right in to the promised land and to freedom forever. When really, he actually just restores to us our free will. He gets rid of the bondage and he says, all right, now you get to decide. Will you choose truth or will you choose lies? Will you choose freedom or will you choose bondage? And so many of us go back to bondage, but instead of thinking our freedom isn't real, we just have to fall out of agreement with the bondage and the lies and fall into agreement and alignment with the truth and start walking and living in it, because he's given back to us our free will, he's given back to us our minds, and we have control over what we decide to think about, what we choose to meditate on. Philippians, it says, think on whatsoever is lovely, of good report, is praiseworthy, is true. Think about these things. He's telling us that it is our responsibility to guard our hearts and our minds. It's our responsibility to choose what we think about and to watch how it transforms and renews our minds, and to watch how we can live in so much more freedom than we ever thought possible. So I hope that you will take these 5 Ds, these 5 steps, and start to apply them in your life and see so much breakthrough. Please share with me in the comments if something really resonated with you, or if there's a lie that I can agree with you to be broken off of your life. Also, give this a thumbs up if you like this content, subscribe, and hit the bell button, which will notify you every time that I post a new video. I love you. I'm so thankful that you're here. I will see you next time.